All right, so before we get started, let's go through a list. All right, now, Gina, Ryan, you just stay right there for right now. When we flip, you're good. I just want to make sure that you can see somebody. Okay. Wow, I got it far away from the camera, didn't I, boys? You still got me, Bob and Bruce? Okay, good. All right. All right, so let's just go through our basic Tai Chi stances that you're going to run across. You have your horse stance. Okay, we're going to turn. We're going to do a bow stance. All right, when you do a bow stance, you want to remember, okay, especially when you start walking it, a bow stance, that your big toe in Tai Chi points to the direction of your intention. Okay. Both heels are flat on the earth. One leg is bent, the other leg is straight. The bow, the arrow. Okay. So it's not here. That's a different stance. This is called a back bow. Now the back leg is the bow and the front leg is the arrow. All right. So that's your bow stance. Then from there, we have a cat stance, which is where you sit back. The hips are still bladed, and so are the shoulders. So don't crank your shoulders around. Put your shoulders over top of your hips. Okay. Then you have the servant stance, which is where you put the toe up. In Chinese, they call them both empty stances. It's an empty stance, toe up, empty stance, toe down. For easier name calling, okay, cat stance, servant stance. Who knows where the servant stance came from? Right? You remember like in the Three Musketeers, and he walks into the king and he goes, "My lord." All right? That's where it comes from. All right. And is there anything else I'm forgetting, Ryan? Those are the basic stances in the 24 we start with, right? Oh, and your hanging stance. Thank you. Good. And then you drop back down to your horse. Ha ha. Woo. All right. Now we go the other way. We turn and we go bow stance. There you go. Make sure you got a good differentiation. If you're looking at weight balance, you're at least 60%, right? Anywhere from 60 to 75% on this front leg. Okay. Check your feet. Make sure that the heels are not crossed and your big toe is pointing in the direction that you're looking. That's your line of intent. Then just shift your weight back. Don't change the lines. Just shift back into a back bow. Just shift back into a back bow. Sorry about that, Ryan. All right, Gina, let's do that again. Okay. Ryan, if you can help a little bit here. All right, watch me real quick. Okay. So, and Ryan's going to help you. When we're in a forward bow stance, you see how my tailbone and my head line up? We don't slump forward. We don't slouch forward. We don't throw our rear end underneath. Okay. Upright. And so when we sit back, we don't do ascites either. Okay. And we don't do skiing, right? No, we don't do that either. And then our head, and we shift it all back. Now, when you do that, your leg has to be strong enough to hold you up. If it's not, then your body's going to say, "Oh, screw that. Oh, screw that," right? Because it's looking for the way out. So when you sit back, now your legs get stronger. So when you read those studies that leg and Tai Chi improves leg strength, that's why, because you have to learn. And it's to burn. You're like, let the bacon fry, baby. Okay. And then you sit back, cat stance, servant stance. Yeah, you should be able to pick it up. Check yourself. If you can't pick it up and you have to move to pick it up, then you're not in the right posture. And then your hang stance is, of course, self-evident 100%. And then drop them back down. Those are your basic Tai Chi stances. You'll need them. Work them. Isn't that right, Bader? Atta boy, right? Bader got flogged earlier, so he's responding well this evening. Okay, Kathy, any questions for you? Okay. You feel comfortable about all those? And as far as defining them and all that kind of good stuff? Okay. All right, so Ryan, let's move on.